All right. A surprise session today. I was not expecting to play, but I have a little bit of time before my kids come home and decided to play some more of Courier. I've had this for a while, and to be honest with you, I did not play it until last month, so January 24. So I bought this kind of on a whim. The author, oh my god, Sleepy Sasquatch on Itch, Cody Barr. Love this premise, love the idea, and I always liked the Fallout series of games, and I know I will get some comments, but I never played New Vegas past, say, level 5, I think. And not because I didn't like it, but just didn't get past it. Moved on to other things, or life got in the way, can't remember. But this game sort of reminded me of that sort of feeling. And indeed, it was based on, or took a lot of things from that franchise that I really liked. So I just decided to give it a try. I received it a while ago, started reading it, and for whatever reason, it was just not hitting me. And I thought, oh well, I guess I supported a someone and their project, and that felt good. And I just thought maybe this game wasn't going to be for me. Then I had some free time last month, and decided to break it out and just kind of take a look at it again, and it just firecracker went off, and I absolutely love this game. Very procedural, very nuanced. Not term is not nuanced, but very story light, procedure heavy. But everything is skinned in a way that in your head you can come up with anything that you'd like. And when I'm playing games by myself, most of my time is just how many of this do I need to write down? Do I need to subtract health points? And I picked up a better mace. No, my damage has increased. Whatever, right? And I think we all do that to some extent, where we get into a rhythm of playing whatever game that we're playing. And I like procedures in games, even solo role-playing games where story is heavy. I talked before about Ironsworn Starforged, where as a narrative-based game, there's still procedures to follow, and it's really helpful to keep the story and the mechanics flowing. Games like this are very RP light and procedure heavy, but for some reason I enjoy the concept of being this trader courier type of fellow, who I'm using this mini for. This came from a game called Cry Havoc. Anyway, but this is my little token to represent where I am on my hex crawl map. Again, and I love creating maps, and this is basically creating a map on the fly. And you could even use these maps after you're done playing the game in other campaigns and stuff, and that's pretty cool too. One thing I like about this game is I do actually really enjoy using the cards. I generally have been afraid of using playing cards in games, only because I like roll tables or reference tables that rely on dice, and it's a personal preference of mine. The 52 cards that come in a standard deck of cards, or the 52 options in a standard deck of cards, can create some interesting tables, and lots of systems, lots of games have used that. And maybe that's why it didn't actually click with me the first time around. Are these tables that use the suits, and then when you try to pick up a quest, it uses the value of the card. So there's more active quests to pick up. Lost train of thought. It happens. That's fine. The risks of unediting content. But today is just about kind of wasting some time before my kids come home, and I just wanted to share what I do. I won't get a ton of actual play in today, a few roles here and there, but I wanted to share. My character is Abel Wise. He's currently a porter for profit, level 4, effectively. This game has an interesting way of increasing your stats, so to speak. It is solely based on rep or reputation. That is the currency in the game. And even XP you earn by gaining rep. And there's various ways to gain reputation. And that is selling cargo or artifacts, completing quests, fighting enemies that give rep and then also XP. So there's various ways to increase your stats, but it's all very, the term is grindy, but that's the whole point of games like this. If your character was gonna get up to max capability and be legendary and then retire too quick, you're gonna be rinsing and repeating pretty quickly, and probably even quicker than you can fill a map, or faster than you can even fill a map. This is actually my second map with this character that I've started to fill out. I thought I was only going to play for like a small amount, so I actually had half this size of hexes available. Filled that out pretty quickly, decided I wanted to continue playing, so I created a connecting region hex up at the top left corner up here, and this goes to my previous page, but this is the only way to get to that page. And then I'm going to do the same thing. Once I fill this out, I'm going to pick a corner and create another page to build out from. And again, I love building these maps and discovering all these things. And it's very thematic, but not a lot of story unless you create it yourself. And that's fine. There's lots of styles to play a game like this. For me, it was a time waster, a thing I would play between other things, a thing that I would play. Like right now, I'm just playing just to spend some time at my desk doing something while I wait for my kids to come home. But the leveling system is very grindy in the way that it takes a lot of reputation to get the next thing. So it really encourages you to explore into new territory, into new things, and to keep going out there to run into encounters and fight things, and to complete quests for the various factions of the wasteland. And yeah, so he's currently carrying quite a lot of cargo and has 3 artifacts. Interestingly enough, when I rolled his character, I rolled up a trinket and I got an artifact containment box. This is my chicken scratch for when I play. I highly doubt that it is actually readable. But artifact containment box, which effectively gives me an extra 2 artifact slots, and I can find an extra artifact from anomalies. And artifacts are really powerful in the term of reputation gain. You always get a lot from them. What's wild is that I also started with a trait called Strange Things, where I get an extra 50 rep per artifact, but I don't get as much for cargo because I am known as the weird artifact trader, and every time I come into a trading situation with normal goods, they're like, well, where's the weird shit? Where's that stuff? That's what I want. So I don't get as much rep for normal cargo, but I get a big bonus whenever I turn in artifacts. And I also picked up a dog, which I named. What did I name my dog? Just dog. I didn't actually name my dog, but it allows me to carry extra cargo, and I can also, I also have another trinket called the Anomaly Tracker. Again, these are all rolled, which is wild. I got these two, and once per quest, I can just gain rewards from an anomaly without the effects, because the artifacts are usually found in these weird places that are very dangerous to go into. But if you survive, you can get that artifact. And since I get 2, for me, my character, it's always worth it to try to get that artifact. So once per quest, if I land on anomaly, I can just get 2 for free, which is wild. And there's various things to help you. Protection, which is basically armor or damage resistance. Your rig, which is effectively your cart or your car, anything that you are using to carry your goods to the next location. And then your tools, which effectively, I haven't really utilized this because so tools are something that you use to effectively re-roll something that you don't like. Now, as per the rules, it's when you enter a new hex and you encounter like a new encounter that wasn't already there, and you want to re-roll that encounter. Like, oh, there's bandits, and you don't want that. You can spend one of your re-rolls and use your tools effectively, and not use that encounter, and basically re-roll and see what else there might be. I haven't really used them at all. I think I used one re-roll. And then there's the weapon, of course, and that's pretty standard. This game uses a 2d6 bell curve system, basically for most things. So the tables, and the damage range, and the counts on the number of enemies and stuff like that. It's a little strange to get used to a bell curve because you're more likely to roll like the same few enemies over and over and over again, which can feel a little samey. But it can also make an area feel more like it flows. Like, it would make sense that there are a lot of raiders in this particular area, or if you keep rolling citizens of the wastelands because they are more likely to be rolled, it makes sense that you'd be running into more of them. So I get why there's the bell curve. It's just kind of something that is odd to for for someone who's used to regular roll tables, like a 1d20 or even a 1d12, a 2d6, there's only 11 options. Now you could, in theory, just roll a d12 and ignore a 1 if you want a straight percentage of each option, and that's fine. You could do that. But I am digressing a lot. And then, of course, in the back of the character sheet, have all these factions that I am attempting to track. I do forget to mark these sometimes. I find that while the faction system in this game is, as far as I can tell, unique so far in a solo game, but it's very... It is a must-happen type of thing. It is, if this happens, then that must be checked off. If you forget, it kind of sucks because you can be killing a bunch of raiders and forget to put your fame points to the citizens of the wasteland who appreciate you killing raiders and making the wasteland safer for them. Conversely, you can also forget to apply XP because of the amount of rep that you're getting. For every 10 reputation you earn in any fashion, you gain 1 XP. So you kind of have to do some bookkeeping in this game. It took me a couple of tries to get things going, but now I just have a nice flow to the game, and it's a lot of fun. Also, point of order, this is, I believe, up on Kickstarter as of right now. I hope that I'm correct because I'm using my phone as my camera and microphone. I can't check right off the top of my head, but I believe they are. The author is doing a repacked version of the game, which I think adds some things, actually, clarifies some things. I'm personally very excited about it, only because I'm currently playing the game right now. If I had not rediscovered this version, I probably would not even have known about the repack. I just went on to itch to re-download my ffles and stuff, and then I saw that he had posted that he had a Kickstarter for a repacked version of the game. So if a trading exploration Mad Max Fallout style hex crawl solo game is up your alley, then you probably want to go check that out. But yeah, I'm gonna do a few hexes here, and let's see what Abel gets himself into or out of. I am currently trying to get him to some place to sell. He's almost maxed out in his cargo space and is maxed out in his available artifacts. I'm trying to get to 2,500 rep so I can purchase the next big item that I've been looking for, which I believe, which was a weapon of, I think it was a Courier's best friend type of thing. Yeah, Courier's best friend. It costs 2,500. But on a 2d6, it hits on a 5+, which is really, really good. And the damage is 5, which is really good. And it crits on a 6. And there are quite a few ways to make a 6, so that's pretty cool. I currently have a Ranger rifle, which isn't bad, but I kind of want to oomph my damage output a little bit. Yeah, this is such a cool game. All right, let's keep going. So Abel is a just stopped at on this anomaly, these microstorms, and I picked up 2 artifacts from that thing. I had used my quest once per quest, and I do have an active quest to deliver equipment to a safe house, which I will then get 50 rep and then 1 fame to all of my factions. And so I'm trying to get to a safe house, which for me, I have a safe house up here, technically, and and well, actually, and over here I have a safe house, and then I have an actual Courier safe house back up here. So one of these places I will eventually end up, and then I can turn in that quest. You can only have 1 quest at a time, though, which I understand. Just bookkeeping stuff is just the way it is. So I'm going to move from this hex to this empty one here, and the procedure basically is when you go into an empty hex, you're going to roll, or not roll. You're going to check on this exploration table here, and I'm going to flip over the card. So spades. So we're in the spade column here, and we're going to roll a d6. I'm going to take one of my d6s. So I roll a 3. So 3 of spades. Lakes and rivers. So there's 1 lake here, and I roll a d6 to see how many river tiles. There's going to be 4 river tiles. So things are pretty well cramped here. Basically, anything that you roll takes up the whole hex. So I'm going to draw my little lake. And what's great about the lakes is that they provide 1 hit point when you enter the cell. So I always like to label each of my things, and I know it's hard to see from your perspective, but I write out lake, and then I write a little note on to tell me what that cell does, and this particular cell gives me 1 HP when I arrive into that hex. So I'm going to do that now before I forget. So I'm at 7 out of 10. So as I enter into this hex and I stumble into this, not oasis, but just this large lake that has enough good water for me, and mechanically it just means that I gain some health back. But I do need to add the 4 river tiles going out from this lake or coming to it. Now, I only have 3 total cells available. This one with the lake, and then these 2 that go into these. These hexes are impassable. I just, for my sake, it's just the X's for me were very, nope, I can't do anything about that. So I'm going to draw river into both of these hexes. And these are river tiles, right? River. And these also recover 1 HP when in cell. So these also can give me hit points if I go into those. Now, these won't give me any encounters or anything else but life gain. Knowing that I eventually have to get back to a safe house up here, or there is a safe house over here too, I could just travel back up this river and gain 2 health as I enter into those hexes, and that would bring me back up to 10. I like that idea, but I'm an explorer at heart, and I kind of also want to sell some things. And everything around here is encounter based, and there is a trade post over here that I could go to, but there is this empty cell right here. And I kind of want to fill that. Now, if I ever go back into the anomaly, it is still that microstorm, and that's just a thematic a thematic choice. There's no mechanical thing except for when you roll to acquire the artifact from those anomalies. I have not been able to find anything in this book that clarifies if you can get more anomalies when you go back into those anomaly cells. Yeah. Strange, beautiful, and dangerous. Anomalies can appear in all corners of the wastelands as energy phenomena. Those who are brave enough to enter them can find the power source known as artifacts. Each artifact can be traded for large rewards, but grabbing it is not without risk. Anomalies are risky to even the most experienced and often cause strange effects to those who get too close. So, and then we have this 2d6 result. So again, 2d6 means that you're most likely going to have anything from 5 to 8 a lot, and then all these other ones not as much. Which means that there are some, which really cool at the back of the book. There are these achievements. I need to update these. These are achievements that you can check off. There's one here that says anomalous activity. Encounter 6 different anomalies across all your careers. So that's an achievement. So it's a little on the difficult side. All these, some of them are easy, some of them are hard, but there are 11 different anomalies, and obviously with the bell curve, you'll only see maybe 3 or 4 more often than the rest. So seeing even 6 out of these is going to be hard, and that's why I think the achievement is across all of your playthroughs and not just one. And I've only ever seen 3 different kinds so far. Anyway, I think I want to keep moving, and I want to go to this empty hex. So I could go into the anomaly, but I have ruled so far that because I took the artifact from there, all that I would be doing was rolling on the table to see what the anomaly would be doing to me. There is also, you could argue that once you take the artifact, it has no more effect, so it's basically a dead cell. But again, there was no documentation on that, so I ruled it as there's still activity there, but there's no benefit to going back, so it becomes like a danger zone. So I'm going to go around this, and I'm going to go down into this wasteland encounter cell. And a wasteland cell, which is interesting, is exactly what you think. It's wasteland. There's a lot of them because, well, this is a wasteland. But a wasteland always has an encounter, and whenever you enter into that cell, you have to roll a d6, and on a 1, you take a damage. So I'm going to roll, and I rolled a 4, so I don't take damage. But let's see what kind of activity is happening in this cell. So we're going to go to explore. So this is going back to, not explore. We're going to go to encounter table. The encounter table. There we go. And we are here. And so we're going to flip the card. We got diamonds this time. Diamonds, and we're going to roll a d6. A 1, diamonds, nothing. Recover up to 6 HP. Rotten luck or somber reflection. Well, I think for him, this is more somber reflection. He's going to roll to see how much hit points. He regains 2 hit points while he is reflecting upon his travels. And he has got this large cargo, and he doesn't want to lose any, but he does want to sell some. So he's actually going to go into this new hex here after that. And once again, we're going to explore. So diamonds, explore. You're going to be, flipping between explore and encounter quite a lot. And then combat's like right after that. So it's pretty easy. So explore, diamonds, right here. Oh, we're gonna be most likely having an encounter of some sort, that's all right. Hopefully it's a trade post or something. So let's roll to see what kind of location that we come into. 3, a deserted bunker. I immediately always deserted bunker, and I always block it off, and then I always write what it contains, which is an encounter, which means anytime that I come back to this hex, I'll always roll on the encounter. So exploring is exactly that. You're exploring to see what's there. And then sometimes you can, through other actions in the game, you can remove hexes. Usually it's like a faction tile or a trade post, something that is inhabited. But this is a deserted bunker. And let's roll to see, or let's flip the next card. Hearts. Hearts are generally good. So hearts, D6, 6, a find. Rewards that hold loose ends. Okay, so, and all these are just like flavor text. You can build the story however you like. For me, this is exactly how I do it. Most of the time I'm talking out loud to nothing, but now I'm talking out loud to you guys. All right, so rewards that hold loose ends. So we're gonna roll on the find table. Again, a 2d6 table on page 19 of the book. And so we got this various amounts. I don't want cargo. I kind of want a trinket. I wouldn't mind some more rep. So let's roll. We got an 11. A 9. 4 and a 5. So a 9 is 2 cargo. Well, I find 2 cargo, but I look back at my retrofitted rig, and there's only space for 1 more cargo. So I'm only going to put 1 more cargo there. So that's what happened in that hex. So nothing too crazy. I think I'm going to come over to the... I don't want to come to the science center because I want to trade. So I'm going to keep going into these empty hexes, hoping to discover a trade. Now I could go down here. This is a Raiders faction hub or location. I could go there to trade, or I could go to this trade post back here. But I love exploring, so I'm going to go into this empty hex, flip the card, diamonds, and let's see what we find with a D6 roll. That's a 3. Diamonds. Another deserted bunker. Interesting. So this is shaping up to be some sort of old war zone or something. And this is an encounter hex. So we're going to roll on the encounter table. Oh, not roll. Flip the card first. Always remember to flip the card. Clubs. So we got clubs is on that roll. A 1. Oh, wow. Nothing. So, again, one of those, like, he's getting a little sense of deja vu. Rotten luck or somber reflection. Now this time, he is loaded up. He's loaded up on his health. He's loaded up on cargo and artifacts. He just wants to find someone to sell this to. A wandering trader would be wonderful, but he also could just make his way going to a safe house or a trade post. But he's going to make his way doing that by going into these empty hexes. because Abel likes to explore. All right, let me check something right now. We got... Oh, that fell. Oof. Okay. Let's move into this hex now. So let's do another round of exploring. Let's put that here. Let's do another spades. That's this. Now this one has like the features. A hot spring would be fine. A cave system would be kind of cool. And then everything else is wasteland. If it's a wasteland, it's probably going to fill up the rest of this sheet. So let's roll on the 4 is what I rolled, and 4 is a wasteland 6. So that basically means I need to fill out 6 hexes labeled as wasteland. And whenever you enter into that cell, including this time, you roll a d6, and on a 1, you take damage. On a 1, look at that. So poor Abel is stumbling around trying to find a trader, but all he's finding is some dust in his teeth, and the travel is wearing him down. So I'm going to just, for the sake of today, just write D6, and how you fill it out is you go around the cell itself. And so far that's only 4. I need to fill out 2 more, probably here and probably here. So these are wasteland. I'm only gonna just label these 2 for right now, because I'm gonna have to end this video prematurely as I need to check something. So this is a wasteland, and there's always an encounter in wastelands. So we're gonna enter that, take some damage, and then again flip a card and then roll for an encounter. Okay, so we got a clubs. Clubs is this. What I like is find. Primarily, combat wouldn't be fine. Combat would be great to at least explain and show. All right, let's see. 5. 5 is combat. The other side of a friendly face is combat. Yes, it is. All right. So I'm going to roll to see what faction that we run into, which is a 2d6. Roll. We got a 9. Yeah. Sorry, that's an 8. So Raiders. Again, Raiders. So I know, just because I've been playing them, I roll 2d6 to see how many. Ooh, there's a lot of them. 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 of them. So I like to actually hold out. I like to represent each raider as a single die. Just like that. So this is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is just for me. You can do it however you like. The book recommends just using another die or 2 d6s to represent a 6 and 2 for 8, and then just remove the pips as you need. But for me, I like to see the visuals of how many I'm dealing with. So combat is fairly simple, but knowing that the raiders, I know just because I've been fighting them for a while, they have 0 damage protection, so all the damage that you apply applies to them. And if you've ever played For Against Darkness or any minion-based monster games, all these have 1 hit point apiece. So if you do 2 damage, you'll get rid of 2 of them. So I'm going to roll, and I hit them on a 6 plus on a 2d6, and I do 6 damage. So if I hit, I get rid of 6 of them all at once. and I rolled an 8, so I get rid of 6 of them because I do 6 damage. So I get rid of 4, 5, 6. My damage resistance is 3. They can only ever do 1 point of damage if they hit. So they will never actually do damage to me. But I will roll, and any odd is a hit, and any even is a miss. Kiddos came home, and so any hit from an enemy is denoted by an odd, and any miss is an even. So that's how simple combat is. And then once they take their turn and you apply the damage, then you take your turn and do it again. If I hit, those 2 are dead. And yeah, I hit with a 5, 6, 7, 8, so I do 6 damage, and I take care of them, and they're all dead. So you earn the number of XP equal to the number of enemies that you fought. So I fought 8 enemies, so I gained 8 XP, which is awesome because that means I'm 504 XP, which means I actually gain a level effectively, but I'm going to do that last. So when you win combat, you roll on a D6 combat win rewards table here, and you see what you win basically, and that's how that works. So let's see, what did I find amongst these wandering wasteland raiders? 3d6 rep. Awesome. I don't want cargo. So I roll 3d6, and I gained 4, 7, 9 rep. So I gained 9 rep. I have a, I have notes up here because for every 10 rep, you gain XP. So I know that this right now, for the 1, this is the bookkeeping stuff that is a little awkward if you don't take notes. So I know that I'm going to be gaining. I'm just gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or is it 9? 9. There we go. So I gained, because of my previous numbers, 1 XP for that. So I'm up to 505 XP. Oops. 505. And then I gain the 7 rep. And rep is effectively like the cash, as a reminder. So I'm really bad at 14, so that is 84. No, 94. No, not 91. Oh my lord, bad at math. 2, 3, 9, 3. There we go. Okay, I'm getting pretty close. That's awesome. So that's what I gained from the combat. It's fairly simple once you get into the flow. And I think reading the book itself was a little awkward at how that actually worked, but because I keep running into raiders, it's really simple math. They have no combat resistance, so they take all the damage, and they don't hit a lot per hit, so they also don't apply that much. If I had 5 of them attack me and 5 of them hit me, I would have taken 2 damage because I have a damage resistance of 3. So again, very simple math stuff, but it's like making sure you're bookkeeping and stuff. I gained a level. Well, I gained a status increase. So let's wasteland ranks. So I'm XP is level 500. I am rank A. I'm an accomplished mover. That's awesome. So as an accomplished mover, I gain an HP and I get another solo perk, which is awesome. So I'm going to, my HP is now 11. Now you do not heal when you level up, because that's not how that works in this game. And then I also gain a solo perk. All right. So I don't know what I want, actually. But I think what I'm going to do is, after I choose this, I think I'm going to wrap things up here. So I have a dog, and I have the Master Barter trait. And so I think what I'm going to do is try to increase my artifact thing if I can. I don't think you can in here. Ooh, cargo shield. If you're holding more than 6 cargo, gain +2 damage resistance. That's interesting. Ooh, wasteland hardened is interesting. First aid, recover +2 additional outside of trading locations. Oh, that might be helpful. I like that. Fortune finder. Roll 1d6 on events where you discover cargo on a 6, double your rewards. Interesting. Well, I don't really care about having max cargo. I've been gaining most of my rep by selling artifacts, so... Interesting. The mysterious drifter. On a minimum roll result for your weapon to hit. So, for me, it would be a 6. So if I rolled a 6... the mysterious drifter aids you for a +4 damage. So instead of doing 6 damage, I would have done 10. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. The mysterious drifter. That sounds interesting. That's fun. So I'm going to add that to my notes. Mysterious drifter. So I think, folks, I know it's a little bit of a different video, different sort of format, different state of mind for me. But I want to thank you for joining me on playing a chill, relaxed game of Courier. And, Abel Wise here, while he did not get to sell anything and gain any more XP and rep to buy his nice big new gun that he's been saving up for, he had fun today. So until next time, folks, I'll see you on the flip side.